The worst part of any sport is the injuries that come with it. They're responsible for ruining so many careers, and we have our fingers crossed that this would not be the case with Australian sensation Josh Giddey. Let's take a look at that development and then proceed to talk about some other rookies who started their career with injuries. First up, blow for the Thunder as Giddey hurts ankle. This was supposed to be the year that Josh Giddey exploded. Don't get us wrong, he's already very good, but with the England brought in to work on his shooting and Giddey working hard over the summer to fine-tune his form, it really looked like he'd be the one to watch out for. Unfortunately, only 3 games into the new season, Giddey could potentially be sidelined for a while after sustaining an ankle injury in OKC's loss to the Timberwolves. It's worse because he started the season with 2 double-doubles and was set for another glorious evening. He'd racked up 10 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds in only 22 minutes, but the OKC management didn't want to risk him and took him off for closer inspection. We're hoping it's not too bad, and the first impressions don't look too bad either. His position will be monitored on a daily basis, and the Thunder will be hoping he can, at least, make the bench against the Clippers, who seem to have started the season very strong. Sprained ankles, though, can be very tricky to negotiate. The Thunder should thank their lucky stars if Giddey's back in action in the next couple of games, because short-term success matters for nothing if Giddey's out for a longer stretch than initially feared. Also, Giddey misses Clippers game. OKC do not miss him. The medical staff at OKC decided not to risk Giddey against the Clippers on Tuesday, but with the franchise facing the Clippers again on Thursday, it seems that Giddey might be rested for that one too. Giddey might be the brightest star in Oklahoma, but his side didn't miss him as they dominated proceedings to defeat the unbeaten Clippers 108-94. A strong start turned into a fantastic first half and an even better third quarter. It was an all-around brilliant performance from the young Oklahoma side, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander the best of the lot with 33 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds in 37 minutes. In fact, this win should ease the pressure on the coaches too. They don't need to look for that first win to get the season underway, because they've already got one and wouldn't require risking their best player. Plus, they've got a massive game on the weekend against the Mavericks, and it's best if they can get Giddey fit for that game instead of rushing him back against the Clippers. Not to mention, injuries pile up for the Thunder. When you look at how the last few weeks have gone for the Thunder and the offseason, it's best if they don't rush anyone back. Things literally went from amazing to terrible in the space of one summer for OKC when their number 2 pick, Chet Holmgren, injured himself and is set to miss his entire rookie season. We can assure you it does not get worse than this. For the Thunder, though, this ankle injury to Giddey seemed to make matters worse. They're fortunate that the sprain isn't too bad and he could still be back after a couple of games. Otherwise, they'd be better off tanking and landing that first pick for another young talent. Apart from these 2 stars, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the star of Tuesday night, was actually set to miss the match too, but was declared fit before the game began and produced a pure masterclass. Thunder will be hoping he can keep that up and do it all over again against the Clippers on Thursday, who are also missing some key players as Paul George and Marcus Morris missed the first meeting between the sides and could miss the second one too. Moving on, 7 injury-plagued NBA rookies. Now we'll take a look at 7 NBA rookies who started their careers with injuries and how exactly did they turn out to be. Starting with number 7, Jay Williams. This is one of the most heartbreaking stories that the NBA has to offer. Most people know Jay Williams as the current analyst who has many controversial takes. What people don't know is that he was a superstar himself back in the day. Unfortunately, though, he wasn't an NBA superstar, but was one in his college days at Duke. The hype was such that he was immediately selected as the 2nd overall pick in the 2002 draft. His talent was undeniable. For Williams, the sky was truly the limit, but he never reached those heights because he got into a terrible accident and the severe leg injuries were so bad that he was unable to play another NBA game. Then, number 6, Greg Oden. Another heartbreaking story is that of Greg Oden. He was in the same draft class as Kevin Durant. He was even picked before KD. It wasn't even a surprise at the time because he looked like a man playing against school kids at Ohio State. The Blazers wanted a center, and it was the perfect marriage of convenience. Oden's career, though, never materialized after he missed his entire rookie season due to knee issues and then went on to play only 82 games over 2 injury-prone seasons. A failed comeback made matters worse, and Oden took retirement from what could have been his decade of dominance. At number 5, Derrick Rose. Dealing with the pressure can be an issue for many first picks, but Derrick Rose wasn't one of them. He won the Rookie of the Year, an MVP award, and 3 All-Star appearances in his first 4 seasons with the Chicago Bulls, and it seemed like the Bulls were getting back to their perch. And then he tore his ACL. There were rehabs. You can find all sorts of controversial takes on his road to recovery, but with constant injuries, Rose was only a shadow of his former self. He never quite managed to reach that level again, but unlike some other names on the list, he's still playing and is quite useful, revitalizing his career by playing off the bench. Next, at number Number 4. Brandon Roy. The Rookie of the Year winner, Brandon Roy, was the 6th overall pick in 2006 and made it to 3 All-Star games, and boy was he good. Shooting, efficient, making plays, piece of cake. A premier player in the NBA? Almost. A degenerative knee condition killed Roy's career, and he simply couldn't perform at the level everyone had expected from him. 5 seasons were all he lasted in the NBA, and while he attempted a comeback in 2012 with the T-Wolves, but it was nothing too special. Roy retired for good after only playing 5 games for Minnesota. After that, number 3, Grant Hill. A college star for Duke, Grant Hill became the number 3 pick in the 1994 NBA draft. There was so much hype around him in the 90s, and few have managed to fill those expectations the way Hill got around to doing so. Rookie of the Year award, 6 All-Star games in his first 7 seasons, and was considered something of a point forward because he could score, rebound, and pass. In his first 6 seasons, Hill averaged 21.6 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 6.3 assists. Those are fabulous numbers. And then, pain, literally and figuratively. Hill broke his ankle during his 7th season, and while he remained a solid player, the question is, what could have been? Not to forget, Anthony Penny Hardaway. The Warriors got Hardaway as the 3rd pick in the 1993 draft, and immediately traded him and multiple picks to get Chris Webber from the Magic. It took Penny no time to become a superstar, and he was sensational. His playmaking earned him 4 straight All-Star appearances, and people thought he was the second coming of Magic Johnson himself. Unfortunately, as is the theme of this video, Hardaway's legs deteriorated, and most of his career was spent between injuries and rehab. To be fair, he played until 36, but he just wasn't that player anymore. You know, tragic. Ending with Shaun Livingston. The Clippers drafted an 18-year-old as the number 4 overall pick in 2004. He came straight from high school, and Livingston showed he belonged there. With exceptional length and athleticism, Shaun had it all, and there was genuine all-star potential during his first 3 seasons. But a terrible knee injury was the end of all that promise. In fact, it was so bad that people thought he might need amputation, but he returned from the injury and eventually won 3 rings as the vital veteran off the bench for the Warriors. We also contemplated adding Chris Bosh, but everyone knows him, and more than an injury, Bosh had a blood clotting condition, so that's why he doesn't make the cut. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Josh Giddey can become a future MVP in the NBA? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.